Time for How Do You Sell? An exploration of the ad strategies that make us choose one brand over another. Tonight we're talking banks. Now, I would have thought banks are tough clients for two simple reasons. One, they're bastards. And two, we hate them. Todd, the four major banks made a combined profit last year of $16.5 billion, right? So why do they care if we like them or not?
My first thought when I saw 16.5 billion was it's not so much whether they care, it's why they still chain the pens to the counter. At 16.5 billion, they should be giving them away.
The big four banks may have the same image problem, but they've each come up with a different advertising solution. Let's start with this recent ad from ANZ.
Oh, excuse me.
All the ANZ ads I've seen try to be funny, then they mention a service right at the end, but it's almost like an afterthought. Matt, you work with ANZ.
I do.
Is this a case of you may not love us, but you'll love our ads?
This is a setup, isn't it? No, look, I think the truth is that a lot of the banks make the mistake not acknowledging what you said at the beginning. Banks are bastards. People don't like them. So I think if you actually go in there thinking people don't want our message in the first place and do it in a way that gives people a smile and then deliver a little product message there, they're going to like you, okay. And I think that's the problem with a lot of them, is that they try to make you love them and it's never going to happen.
Wouldn't an honest bank ad just be them going, look, what else are you going to do, put it under your mattress?
Yeah.
An honest bank ad, I reckon if you did a bank ad for the Gruen bank, which based on honesty would be no money, no job, then piss off. The Gruen Bank, the Frank Bank.
I had one for NAB, which was our profit is your loss.
Spoken like a man not going after the NAB account.
He's just had his home loan cancelled.
Yeah, that's
Banks are dealing with legacy, yeah? They're dealing with their legacy, they're dealing with the legacy of their systems, the legacy of their property, the legacy of their brands, and there's just, let's say 100 years of legacy that they've got to try and corral into it and shape into a different direction. And that's, if you like, why a Qantas will launch a Jetstar. It's because they don't have to deal with all the legacy. So therefore, a existing big bank can launch a new bank, which has got a whole new spin, if you like, and a whole new service proposition. And that is when advertising really can have an effect.
Well, let's have a look at one of the other big banks and what their strategy is. Here's a new Westpac spot.
There is a bank that's committed to the long term. The long-term support of our communities, our employees, the environment.
OK, let's back up a bit for a start. Number one for work-life balance. Now, Bridget, why would I give a stuff where the Westpac staff have a nice work-life balance? Don't I care about my bank balance?
All banks, regardless who they are just the school bully. So it's basically, they tease you, you live in the wrong area, you drive the wrong car, your parents dress you funny, and then one day you scrounge up enough money to get a 50-cent mixed bag, and they're your best mate. They're all over you, and that's essentially banks. And so when they do their ads, banks have got to come up with reasons for you to like them. And I think work-life balance, they're kind of scraping the barrel of the bottom of the reasons. I think possibly the campaign needs to be refreshed.
No. The copy at the end of the commercial talks about everyone that we're involved with or some such thing.
Your money is our money, I think it says also.
No, your future's our future.
That's it. That's it. There's a line. That's the truth, right?
That's the truth.
But the reason they actually use staff, and because I'm happy they treat the staff well, that's really good. But the reason they use it is because it's harder to hate people that you know. So by putting a face to the bank, they change it from being a faceless organisation, which is really easy to hate. Yeah, you don't know them, you don't care, you hate them, they're bastards. But when you see people that work there and they have children, mums and dads, all of that, it decreases the barrier a little bit. So it is a strategy, a clear strategy when using staff to warm them up a bit.
The thing about Westpac is even their ATM, it's got there's a woman on the ATM,
smiling at you.
Smiling at you, do you want savings? Do you want $200? And that just annoys me. I think if she actually gave me good advice, if she was there going, look, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're taking out $500, no good could come of this. Put your ATM card away and go home.